Good morning and welcome to the Nevada State Board of Pharmacy June 2026 meeting. Today is Thursday, July 16th, and our meeting will now come to order. My name is Helen Park and I'll be the presiding officer. We'll start with the Board of Pharmacy mission statement. In regulating the practice of pharmacy, the Nevada State Board of Pharmacy has a duty to carry out and enforce the provisions of Nevada law to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the public. Next, we'll do our roll call. Ms. Crystal Freitas.
Here.
Mr. Richard Tomaso.
Here.
Ms. Shanice Taylor.
Here.
Mr. Adam Porath.
Here.
Ms. Jade Jacobo.
Present.
Ms. Anna Cox.
Present.
We have all members present. Mr. Weiss, any announcements?
Good morning, Madam President. Just normal announcements. The meeting will be held in conformance with Nevada open meeting law. So most of the visits today will be on Zoom. The public can see the Zoom on the left. There'll be some public in person, obviously. I see that Jody Lewis is in the meeting today, so previous board member. So Jody, thanks for your time today. And with that, Madam President, I wish you a good meeting.
Great, thank you. So as our first order of business, the board will open up the floor for any public comment. If we have anyone in the room or online who wishes to make a public comment, I ask that you come forward now if you're in the room, or raise your hand on Zoom, or let us know through the chat function and we'll have your line unmuted. Okay, I don't see anyone in the room coming forward. Do we have anyone online?
Not seeing anyone, Madam President.
All right, so with that, we'll close the period of public comment for now. There will be another opportunity at the end of the day in today's meeting. So with that, we'll go ahead to our agenda item, starting with workshop item 13A.
Jan will be doing this if she can connect. Otherwise, I will do it.
I am connected, I believe.
All right.
Hey.
You guys can hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Good morning, Madam President, members of the board. Yan Long for the record. This is item 13A, beginning on page 9877 of the board book. This is, you've seen it before. This is a proposed regulation adding a new section in Chapter 639 of the Nevada Administrative Code. The proposed language describes the manner in which pharmacies are to maintain records of the receipt, distribution, destruction, loss, or theft to control substances handled by the pharmacy to ensure there is accurate accounting of controlled substances in the pharmacies. This item was brought before the board on 2 other occasions during the April and June 2026 board meeting. In the April 2026 meeting, the item was tabled for staff to provide clarity to the language in subsection 1 of section 1, specifically relating to record keeping as schedules 3s and 4s and dangerous drug orders. The workshop language was revised with the addition of paragraph B in subsection 1, which requires a pharmacy to not only maintain records for Schedule 2 controlled substances, but to also maintain records of orders for Schedules 3s and 4s and dangerous drugs. These changes were brought before the board during the June 2026 board meeting. During the June 2026 board meeting, the proposed language was again tabled for staff to revise subsection 2 of section 1 to 1, align with federal and statutory controlled substance loss reporting requirements, and 2, to amend the inventory requirements of schedules 3 and 4s to be completed every 90 days rather than maintained perpetually. I will read the changes into the record. Subsection 2 of section 1, which begins on page 9878, states the following. In addition to the requirements pursuant to NRS 453.568, a pharmacy shall maintain an electronic or paper perpetual inventory of controlled substances listed in Schedule 2, which must be completed and documented by a registered pharmacist. B, perform an inventory reconciliation of its controlled substances listed in Schedules 3 through 4 at least every 90 days, which must be completed and documented by a registered pharmacist. And then C, initiate an investigation within 10 days, which was changed from 72 hours after the date of the discovery of the theft, loss, or discrepancy to determine the cause of the loss of the theft, loss, or discrepancy, which must be completed and documented within 45 days, which was changed from 30 days to align with the DEA reporting requirements. So those are the changes made to the proposed regulation from the last board meeting based off of public comment and discussion by the board. And I'll turn it over to the board for any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Long. Any questions for Dr. Long at this point? Then I will move it over for public comment on this workshop item. If there's anyone who wishes to make a public comment on this item, I ask that you come forward now if you're in the room. And we'll start with the room. And then if we have anyone online, we'll take those comments right after. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Is this on? Can't tell. Is that better? Oh, there we go. Okay, good morning, Madam President and board members. My name is Danny Otteson with CVS Health. Thank you for the opportunity to comment on the proposed controlled substance record keeping regulation. We appreciate the board's efforts to strengthen controlled substance record keeping accountability and appreciate the stakeholder engagement throughout the process. We have one recommendation to revise the Schedule 3 and 4 reconciliation requirement in Section 1, subsection 2B, just by replacing every 90 days with quarterly. A quarterly standard would provide pharmacies greater flexibility to align reconciliations with business operations and inventory cycle counts, while still achieving the same accountability and the oversight we're looking for. It would also help avoid compliance issues that may arise from weekends, holidays, or other scheduling circumstances associated with a strict 90-day requirement. So that is our only recommendation at this time. Appreciate your consideration, and I'm available for any questions you may have.
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
Just,
you can.
the staff does not care, just I'm trying to make sure I understand it for the record. So if we move to quarterly, then it's any time during that quarter. So is that what so I don't know how, like, so somebody could do it January and then they could do it in May and that would meet the requirement. Is that what you're saying?
It would still be every 3 months is essentially quarterly. It's just not set to that strict 90-day requirement. So where it's not every 90 days, that 90th day falls on a holiday.
Oh,
We would like
okay.
it to be able to happen the following day.
Yeah, I think if
There's some scheduling conflict.
I think again, just why I'm asking the question, don't care. If we do it quarterly, I think the way we do other things, it would be any time during that
It's
quarter.
essentially the same.
So, no, I mean, I think it would be, I think that people could do it in January and May. If you put it during if you say quarterly.
Okay.
I think that if your concern is that we're gonna come and say you did it in 91 days, the board can discuss it and try to, I think quarterly is different than every 90 days or every 3 months.
I think it would essentially still happen 4 times a year would be.
Again, but those 4 times could be bundled.
Could be different.
They could be bundled. What you could do it January, May, July, November, and that's fine, but that we need to know what we're saying when we say it, because I'll have to
I think
implement it.
ultimately we're just looking to make sure that it doesn't have to happen exactly on that 90th day. So there is a little bit of flexibility.
Yeah, I think that you're right there anyway, because if you did it a day early, then you're not doing it then the next 90 days starts over. The intent was not to continually reset the clock that you have to do it 90 days from the last time. I think we can address that. I'm not sure quarterly is the right word, because quarterly means just sometime during the quarter. Maybe every 3 months, and that would give some more flexibility. I see what your point is. I don't think the goal was to come out at the 91st day and say you didn't do it right, if that was a holiday or something. But I don't think we have a history of enforcing the law that way. But anyway, that's just, thanks for the comment.
Thank you for your comment.
And Yen may have a comment about that too.
The only comment I have is initially I've written it as quarterly, but after some thought, my thought processes with Mr. Wiest is if it's written quarterly, you can do it almost any time during that quarter, and that makes it very difficult for, I think, board staff to ensure that the pharmacy is complying. I think we can make the 90 days flexible. We can write it in a way that is flexible, maybe approximately every 90 days, something along the lines of that, so that it does give some flexibility when there is a weekend or a holiday where the pharmacy is closed. And definitely our inspectors wouldn't hold the pharmacist, responsible for missing one day because there was a holiday or the pharmacy is closed.
I mean, ultimately, it goes in front of you and you wouldn't stand for that either, so.
We'll continue on with public comment.
We have some online. I think Liz is there.
Good morning. Oh, it looks like Liz is still muted.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the Board of Pharmacy. Liz McMenamin, Retail Association in Nevada. Excuse me. I wanted to thank you guys for taking feedback and making changes that you have made. We appreciate that, and we appreciate the ability to work with you guys on this process. And we also look at being grateful for the perpetual inventory requirements for schedules 3 and 4s in moving it to a 90-day period or a quarterly period. I think quarterly, I don't know when you say quarterly, and Yen, I appreciate your comments because I understand what you're saying. However, you guys are not going to be here forever. And so I would worry that someone would come in and take a heavier actions. And, that's always my concern. This proposed language appears to somewhat model what the state of California does. But what the state of California does is they do specifically highly diverted controlled substances. So, there's a couple of considerations, and we agree with you that we need to keep accurate inventories and prevent anything that would contribute to diversion. That's a big issue within a pharmacy, and our members take everything that they can do. They have cameras, they have, and they have perpetual inventory for the control too. So they're doing what they can on a regular basis anyway to prevent that kind of diversion from going on. But we also would like to talk about maybe requesting 2 options for modifying this language, and it's strictly up to the board's leisure. But one of the things we'd like to see is maybe looking at only the highly specific, highly diverted controlled substances that we would be doing, and reconciliate all of them on a yearly basis, as opposed to just outright all of the 3s and 4s, just the ones that are highly diverted, and then maybe all of them on a yearly basis. I think that would be less administrative burden for our pharmacists and our pharmacies as we go forward. As you know, we have a pharmacist shortage in Nevada. We are constantly looking for pharmacists. So we appreciate the board listening to our recommendations, and we'll be happy to work with the board going forward. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your comments today. Okay, do we have anyone else who wishes to make a public comment? All right, seeing none, we'll close the period of public comment for this workshop item, and I'll turn it over to the board for discussion.
Did you want staff to give you a background of the California law at all or not? I don't have to, but I mean, I'm very familiar with it, so.
Yes, there's some interest in the California law.
So I think the California law is more onerous than what you have in front of you, so there's more components, but one of the components is they did pick out particular drugs. And the issue that I saw, and I did talk to California, and it just implemented, so we didn't have, like, I went back and said, like, how is this working and they don't have that yet. And I'm not poo-pooing the California law. They're a great state, and I think Liz should be able to say her thing. The issue with the individual drugs, I just feel like they change, right? Like we didn't know stimulants were going to be what they are today, and then we're updating it. Doesn't mean I'm saying don't do it, but that was the concern. And then on top of that, there's another list of things people have to remember. And then we go out and we go, I didn't know that was on the list and this is on the list or whatever the deal is. So I think that that's why I shied away from it. But if that's what you want to do, we can bring it back with the California language in front of you and you can see it. But we did look at the California language, and I'm not saying Liz's comments are bad or California's bad. That was my personal concern, is that it was too complicated. I felt it was complicated compared to what we were attempting to do. I think however you do the dating and the 1 year reconciliation or whatever, it's your choice. So obviously.
Thank you, Mr. Weiss. Just to comment on the California model. So just initially when that was brought up, I think what came to mind was similar in terms of that's constantly changing. And so it's hard to kind of keep up with what those highly diverted drugs are. And then it could be different per area in the state. And so I think that would actually be more difficult for the pharmacists and pharmacies out there to keep track of that. So I wouldn't be in favor of changing that. I do want to just comment that I do appreciate the feedback that we receive from from the public, because it got us to this point, and I think we've made a lot of modifications from when we started with this workshop item. I think it does provide more clarity. I think it's great that we are aligning with the federal requirements. So I appreciate that. And I think others, out there would appreciate that as well. I think the comment from CVS Health in terms of the quarterly, maybe not quarterly, but I would be open to changing the language to something more along the lines of approximately. So then we're still keeping with that 90-day cadence. And then there won't be the opportunity to, inadvertently go almost 5 months or 6 months without checking that inventory. So I think the approximately or language similar to that would kind of maintain that structure and that cadence.
Two suggestions. I have two suggestions on that. And may have another one since you're talking about it right now. And then just remember, whatever we do, LCB is going to change it and it's going to come back. So I think the two ways you can do it is a component of every 90 days, and tie it into that it's a day that they're operating. So like it wouldn't a day closed or some other thing. So you could put, and then I think approximately is a good suggestion, I think, on the fly. But then what's approximate to you and what's it to me? So I think that you could easily put some language within 7 days of a 30-day. I mean, we could easily put parameters, 14 days, so that they had room to do it at a different time. So, and I think that probably meets what Liz and Danny were saying. So I think we can easily, if you give us just some light direction, we can do that and get it through LCB with that. Either way.
Okay, great. All right. Board
Dan,
member.
did you have anything else on that? Okay.
Adam, for the record, I was gonna suggest maybe at least once every 3 months as an alternative to 90 days. I don't know if that would give a little more flexibility or not.
We are not going to come out at day 91 or day 95 and be that the thing. If there's a lot of loss and they never do it, that would be. So I think that Adam's suggestion would be fine for us. You might ask Danny or Liz if they like that or not, and then kind of go from there.
Danny or Liz, if you want to comment, you're welcome to come back to the microphone to comment. As always, we do value your feedback.
Again, Danny Addison for the record, I would be good with every 3 months. I think that serves the purpose we were looking for.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Liz? Oh, Liz, you're
Still
still muted.
muted, Liz.
There you go.
Sorry, my clicker wasn't working. Liz McMenamin again. I think that would be fair. We appreciate the board taking into consideration the the workings within a pharmacy and how that could possibly play out. So thank you.
Great, thank you. All right, so we'll turn it back to board discussion.
Shanice Taylor for the record. I do agree with the verbiage of once every 3 months, as well as the sentiments in regards to having specific medications for the C3 through 4. I agree that could be difficult. So keeping it general is where I'm leaning towards.
As opposed to listing.
As
the
opposed to
yeah,
listing
okay, great.
specific drugs, yeah.
Any other comments, board members? Okay,
Sorry, again, Adam Portford. I just want to commend board staff. I think that what we have today is a reflection of all the public comment and the comments that the board's had. So appreciate all the work there.
It was just Yen.
Thank you, Yen.
all right, I think we're ready to make a motion.
Okay, I'll make the motion, Jay Jacobo for the record. I would move that we adopt the proposed language with exception to the amendment that we require Schedule 3 through 4 reconciliation at least every 3 months.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Kobo, second by Mr. Porath. Any further discussion?
At least once every 3 months, or is every 3 months? Does that make a difference in the language?
Yeah, it does make a difference. I think it was every 3 months, so it's not once every 3 months. So
Oh, sorry, every 3
again-
months.
again, I'll let Yen go ahead and Yen, you might want to just jump back in because you may be enforcing this. So
Yeah, I just want some clarity. If it's, yes, that is correct. Thank you, Dick. Yeah, is it every 3 months or once every 3 months? Because that does change it. Because every 3 months means it's approximately 90 days. And then once every 3 months could be, January and then May, which would be 5 months in between. So I just want to get some clarity on that.
Of course, let's change the motion to be revised to read every 3 months.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have an amended motion. Do we have an amended second?
Yes.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. Okay, thank you, everyone.
I'll just remind everybody, it's going to go to LCB. They'll probably change the language and then we'll deal with whatever that is. So we'll just keep it going down the path. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks. All right, so we'll move to 13B.
Okay, this is a regulation related to shipping products and temperature and what temperature range it has to be the standard and for whether they need to have devices in the box at the request of the patient. It starts on page 9881. I'm not going to be as thorough as Yen, but we did see this at a previous meeting. You instructed me to take a component of what the stakeholders in the public comment said related to it, so I did that. And then you also wanted me to add a component to it that said that at the request of a patient, they could get a device. So I'll run you through the language really quick. I did talk to stakeholders in the meantime, and I took the liberty to add some of the language that they wanted that I thought that you would like, and I'll point that out as I did. So basically, the front part is the same where it has to be in section A, that it has to be temperature, light, humidity. I think there was a fair amount of public comment that they wanted ors and not ands between the standards that we're using. And there's more standards in there than the last time that you talked about it. So it's USP, obviously. We did get a request that they could use the master compounding formula. So if they were compounding up and it says it's stable at this particular temperature, they could use that. That is a record that needs to be maintained and we could see if we wanted. We also got requests for If they spend their own resources and get their own stability studies based on there, they would be able to use that too. They would have to be provided to us. So that, and again, this is an or. So that, and the package insert. So that that would allow a wide range of different ways to do that. And then you go to the next section, that's just from what you received and directed me to do. Section C is related to the device, if they request. And again, section D, I think they should be doing already, but this is talking about, you know, talking to the patient, and E says what they have to do if there's an issue. Again, I think these were already requirements of law. I put the other law in there. LCB will either put those things together or change them or whatever they'll do, but they probably will not touch it. And then I wanted to say that I've gotten a fair amount of questions about, is this for refrigerated only, or is it for temperature or for room temperature things? The way this is written, it's all drugs, whether that it has to come in at room temperature or frozen or refrigerated. I will say again, I've gotten some questions related to what about the rest of the drug, you know, delivery system, and it's already required that they're maintained. If we get a complaint, we'll take an action on it if it was not maintained properly. And this board has taken action on people that have not maintained temperature. One of the issues is always, does the public know they can complain? Do they know what the resource is? Those kinds of things. So, you know, but when we get them, we do address them. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Madam President. Can answer any questions.
Great, thank you, Ms. Reese. Any questions for Mr. Reese at this time? Okay, then I will open up the floor for public comment on this workshop item. If we have anyone in the room or online who wishes to make a public comment, please come forward now or raise your hand on Zoom.
Is somebody online? Nobody in the public. Okay, somebody online. At least one person online.
You're muted, Liz. There we go.
Yeah, and Liz McMiniman with the Retail Association of Nevada. I want to thank Mr. Wiest and the board for working with the members going forward and trying to determine what's the best way for packaging these medications that need to be taken care of, especially down in Southern Nevada. We understand patient safety and the integrity of the drug being shipped to the patient is utmost for our members. So we understand and we appreciate the board working with us. I just wanted to say thanks for that. And I appreciate and want to put on the record again that this request by the patient is at their expense, especially for those other drugs that are not refrigerated. I know that right now we're how do you keep those drugs at the temperature if somebody has it delivered to their mailbox in Las Vegas and they work all day and they don't get home till 6 o'clock in the evening and it's been sitting in their mailbox? That's not the, you know, that's not the thought process going forward. I'd also discussed with a member about the issue of, is there a way that some of these medications that perhaps might sit out in this heat, is there a way that they can be shipped to other addresses besides that of the patient? So, I mean, those are things that we're looking at and considering and how that's going to work. So again, I appreciate the board working with the industry on this. It's very important to make sure that the integrity of that drug is taken care of. So we do appreciate that.
Great, thank you so much for your comments.
We have another person online.
Hi, if I comment, can I remain anonymous?
At this part of the proceedings, yes, you can. Workshops are an informal deliberation by the board. When we get to public hearing, it's a requirement that you identify yourself.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say thank you guys for working on this. Thank you for working with the industry. I would say I actually ran into, as a patient, not the industry, obviously, or a patient's caregiver, As far as the stability studies, I had ran into this issue previously, and the stability study offered was like a very small scale stability study that had never been tested in humans. And so I think that's an issue that doesn't happen with a lot of drugs, but it does happen with some drugs. And so that was something that kind of grabbed my attention when you said that. So are we talking about stability studies when it comes to we have successfully given this drug at this excursion level with no reactions? Because that is something that I had to question. Instead, I don't want my person I'm taking care of to be the guinea pig for this drug that reached this temperature that's this much above the FDA requirement. So I don't mean to complicate things this late in the game, but is that going to be taken into consideration when we, have to move forward if there is an excursion? And otherwise, I do think it's good to have, some patient facing information as far as those test strips that show temperature. I mean, if we used them for COVID vaccines, I think that it's a good idea to move on and use them for, people that are susceptible, that have medications that really do require to be at a certain temperature, not just at, every drug. I didn't really realize it was going to be for every drug. I thought it was just going to kind of be for temperature sensitive drugs that could, cause anaphylaxis or severe reactions that are very detrimental to the patient. Sorry, I didn't have anything prepared this morning, but hopefully that all made sense. And thanks again.
Yeah, Dave Weiss for the record. You were prepared. We don't always comment back, but because the board's going to deliberate. So the board hasn't deliberated yet. They're just taking public comment. A couple things, well, three things. One, you know how to get a hold of me, so you can talk to me after this meeting if you want. And we're only partially through the process, so there's always time to change or move forward. The drugs with all drugs, that's kind of more of a pharmacist, how the pharmacists think, like any drug can have an excursion and be a problem, whether it's at room temperature or refrigerated. So I think the standard right now is all drugs would need to be delivered in proper temperature conditions. We're really talking about the device. And can that device be added to the process? So I think as far as the temperature goes, we would already kind of allow these things if people showed them to us, if we were doing a case and if there was some literature related to it. To talk about the people with their own stability studies, you had your experience and I would share your same concern depending on what they gave us. I think with this law being written this way, the board will be involved in this a little bit more. So if the public gets it and they don't like the nature of the stability study, then we would take a look at it. And I think, a true gold standard for a stability study has the excursion, and then it has a test related to, not in a human, were they okay or whatever, but what became of the chemical structure of the drug, and was it still the drug that it was? And that would be what a true stability study would do. So I think that I understand your concern and you don't have to agree with it, and we appreciate your public comment, but I think that now the board will be involved in the studies. We would have been in the past, but now it would be clear that we would be a part of it. That said, even with the stability study, Section 3 would require a device if the patient wanted the device. So, the patient would not have to rely on that stability study. If they wanted a device added, then the pharmacy would have to add the device. That was a lot, sorry.
No, appreciate your feedback as well. That's helpful. Do we have anyone else who wishes to make any public comment on this item?
I think we have more online.
Yeah, hi, I'm Mark Rogers. I'm applying for my company for the Board of Pharmacy through you guys. I guess we'll get to that in a minute. But I've been doing stability studies on drugs since 1988, regrettably. And it's every drug has what they call critical quality attributes that are stability indicating, that have stability indicating methods. And the FDA generally accepts that if you do a stability study at elevated temperatures, elevated humidity, that's in a controlled environment like a laboratory at Nelson Labs or wherever, that in itself will help prove that you won't have an adverse reaction when it gets to the field, when it's been exposed to, say, 40 degrees Celsius, because you ran it at 40 degrees Celsius for, a lot of people run that for like a whole year. And they test to failure so that you've got data to show for these excursions. This is what impact it'll have on the critical quality attributes, which are linked to patient safety and efficacy. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Appreciate that. All right, do we have any other, anyone else who wishes to make a public comment?
Not seeing anyone online, Madam President.
And I don't see anyone else in person, so we'll close the period of public comment for this workshop item and we'll turn it over to the board for discussion. So starting out, I do think the modifications to section 1, subsection A, I think it's great that it was expanded, and I think we took the feedback from the public in terms of expanding it with the ORs, and so it gives a lot of different ways in which could monitor the temperature. And then I am comfortable with the other changes. I think we've discussed some of these before, and I would be comfortable moving forward with the language as it is written. Open to any other comments and feedback from board members?
Much like,
Go ahead, Dave.
sorry.
It's
I was
okay.
going to say thank you to the to board staff for bringing this language back. Much like the last regulation, this is not the first time we've seen it, and I really appreciate not just board staff but the board itself for all of the discussion and for coming to the compromise with the language. I think it brings a lot towards patient safety, but also demonstrates our ability to draft a regulation that helps to serve the public.
Jade's only saying that because she helped me with the language too. Thank you, Jade.
All right, Ms. Freitas.
No, I just wanted to echo the same sentiments that I think all of this is inclusive of everything we've spoke about the last meeting. I think it does make patient safety much greater with these regulations.
All right, thank you. Any other comments?
No additional comments. I share the same sentiments. Thank you, Jacovia, as well as the board staff for all of this and taking our feedback and conversations, just eloquently putting it down for us. I think that this is exactly what I agree with. I do want to make a motion to approve the proposed written language as it's been presented by the board staff.
Yeah,
So
a
Freitas,
second.
I'll second. Oh,
So there's a motion by Ms. Taylor, second by Ms. Freitas. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that motion passes. Thank you, everyone, including the public, for that discussion on those two items. All right, we'll move on to our regular agenda, starting with 8A, and that's for Vegas Medical Supplies Corporation. We have representatives here or online. If you could please come forward or let us know through Zoom. 8A, Vegas Medical Supplies.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. If I could have you both state your full name and titles for the record.
Sure. I'm Greg Latendra. I'm with Nuclear Care Partners. I'm the Vice President of Strategic Growth and Integration.
And my name is Vishal Mathur. I am the president of Vegas Medical Supplies.
Okay, great. I'm going to swear you both in together, but I need a verbal affirmation from each of you. You join me in raising your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to provide will be both truthful and complete?
Yes, I do.
Great, thank you. So anyone else joining you? I should just make sure.
No, just us.
Okay, great. I will turn it over to Dr. Kuiken.
Thank you, Madam President. We have a change in ownership application for Vegas Medical Supply Corp. Item 8A and begins on page 9273 in the board book. This is a medical products provider located in Las Vegas that provides medical gases, respiratory equipment, and assistive equipment. They had their last annual inspection conducted in May 2026. The inspection was satisfactory with no deficiencies identified. My first question for you guys, anyone can answer, but can you please explain the change of ownership that's taking place?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Can you please explain the change of ownership that took place?
Sure. So Nuclear Care Partners has had a close relationship with Vegas Medical Supplies for the last 10 years. And we went through an asset purchase or stock purchase in May of this year.
Okay. And then will there be a change in the medical products business administrator with this change of ownership?
There's no change now.
Will there be a change into the respiratory purposes with this change in ownership?
No.
Is there any staffing changes at all based on this ownership change?
There are not.
Any changes in policies and procedures with this ownership change?
No.
And then any service changes based on this ownership change?
There's not, no.
And then for the new owners, the Nuclear Care Partners, why do you guys want to own a medical products business in Nevada?
Sure. We provide home health care to former nuclear weapons workers across the United States. Our largest population is in Vegas, is in Las Vegas area, and so we found an opportunity to provide more integrated care model for our patients by being able to streamline the availability of home medical equipment to our patients.
Okay. No further questions. I'll hand it back to the board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. This is Helen Park. I don't have any further questions, and I think since additionally there are no deficiencies in the last inspection, I would feel comfortable moving forward with the ownership change. It seems very straightforward in this case.
Crystal Freitas, I agree. So I move to approve ownership change for Vegas Medical Supplies.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Freitas, a second by Mr. Porath. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, we'll go to agenda item 8B for Vitality Medical Supplies. We have representatives here. Please come forward. Hi, good morning. I can have you both state your full name and titles for the record.
Ryan Yardley, owner.
Sandy Friday, Miller credential.
And then do you have
And-
someone online?
Yes, Dr. Sneed.
Dr. Sneed, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. If you could state your full name for the record.
Brandon Sneed.
Okay, great. I'm going to swear each of you in together, and I just need a verbal affirmation from you individually. So if you join me in raising your right hand, do you swear that the testimony that you're about to provide will be both truthful and complete?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and I will turn this one over to Ms. Young.
Thank you, Madam President. This is Sally Young for the board. Agenda item 8A starts on, excuse me, 8B starts on page 9292 board book. This is an application for a new medical products provider. It will be a Nevada facility located in Las Vegas, but it looks like you guys have maybe your headquarters in Utah.
We're going to be located here physically. The first location is going to be at 6765 West Charleston. That location has been there for over 5 years. And we have the inventory there. Ideally, we're going to think positively once you approve us. We'd like to expand to Utah.
Okay. But right now, it looks like there's maybe in a mailing address in Utah.
Correct.
Yes.
Exactly.
Totally, yeah. I have a few questions for Mr. Yardley and Dr. Sneed. First, it looks like you guys are providing a lot of various products, but you immediately want to supply life-sustaining equipment in orthotic and prosthetics. Can you just explain why you want to immediately do those and not the other products you have in your application?
So my background mostly is in orthopedics with bracing and such with orthopedic surgeons and spine surgeons and so forth. So we wanted to start with that and expand as we feel comfortable and prepared.
And Dr. Sneed, similarly, you've got experience with those devices, those products.
Yes, that's correct. My background is physical medicine and rehabilitation, and I also completed a fellowship in sports medicine. So that goes along with why we wanted to start with orthopedic bracing. But for well over a decade, I've seen amputees and other neurologic conditions. So we hope to expand the business as things progress.
And you have experience with life-sustaining equipment, Dr. Sneed?
I'm sorry, would you repeat that?
You have experience with life-sustaining equipment?
Yes.
You are named here as a person in an emergency, but it also looks like you're still working. Is there anyone else you guys have if you're unable to make that call for an emergency?
Right now, let me take a brief sec. We do have individuals that have the same capacity. We've spoken to them. However, we haven't put it set in stone. We wanted to make sure that we got the approval first before we proceeded with those terms and conditions.
Sounds great. Yeah, thank you. Dr. Sneed, you work at Nevada Sports and Spine.
Yes.
Can you kind of give us a little more of what you do for them, and do you plan on still working for them if you become an MDiv administrator?
Yes, I will still be working full-time for Nevada Sports and Spine.
And Mr. Yardley, can you kind of explain your role with Ortho Sport Medical Services and if you will continue to work there as well?
Yes, as Ortho Sport Medical Services, I've been providing orthopedic bracing for almost 20 years to orthopedic patients, getting referrals from orthopedic surgeons, spine surgeons, hospitals, and so forth. So yes, we'll work together and continue that as well.
Are you also going to be working for Peak or Orthopedic Solutions as well?
Yes, that is my company. That's my distribution company that I work with a couple of medical supply.
And how do you guys plan on getting clients here in Las Vegas?
We built relationships like I said, over the last almost 20 years with orthopedic surgeons, spine surgeons, athletic trainers, high schools throughout the valley, and plus Dr. Sneed and his network. We feel like we have a good opportunity to receive those clients.
Thank you. I just want to know, Dr. Sneed, it does say you're going to take 9% ownership of this company, correct?
That's correct.
I have no further questions.
Okay, I think there's been a question posed to me about a doctor owning an MDiv and being an MDiv administrator. I think I'm going to need some time to answer it. I can tell you some various things. We have orthopedics doctors that sell braces, and so because it's a very common part of the practice, they get a dispensing license, and then they're using that to dispense because of the ownership and a doctor. I do not think off the top of my head that the MDiv 10% applies to a pharmacy, but not to an MDiv. But I do think the self-referral provision of a licensee may apply. I just don't know the answer now. So I think you can do a couple things. You could just table it and give me just a little time to research it. Not my favorite thing, but even if I say something and it's wrong and I find out the law later, I still have to follow the law. I would need just a little bit of time to look at it. Yeah, you can.
Okay, when we were doing the application, we had to do some due diligence around that because we also had to speak to that in California and Utah before we proceeded. And from our understanding, anything less than 10% was legitimate. We also had to follow the Stark law to make sure that doctor is not just having all of his patients go to Vitality Medical, right?
Due diligence is here with us. The other stuff doesn't matter.
Got it.
So, you know.
Okay.
And attorneys give out bad opinions all the time.
True.
Sorry, attorneys that are in the room.
So we are going to be patient-centric focused. So if the, patient requires XYZ durable medical equipment, we're going to do what's right for the patient.
I didn't say that it wasn't allowed. I just said I needed to look at it. It will be the people enforcing it, and we'll do the courtesy of letting you know what the law is before you start operating. So the question was posed recently. I just haven't enough time to look at it. I would want to give a thorough look at it.
Okay, thank you. I would agree with that. And then I do have just a couple other questions for you as well, just to clarify if I understood your testimony today. So it was a little unclear to me in the application itself who the MDIC administrator is, because it's listed as Ryan Yardley in one place, and then the Dr. Sneed filled out the MDIC administrator form. So just to clarify, who's the MDIC administrator?
He's going to be the administrator for both Utah and Nevada. He will always be the administrator. He's 91% owner of the company. So he's going to be the primary.
So he will be the MDIC administrator.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's in both places?
He will be the MDIC at Utah and in Nevada initially, but we're going to have to hire because he has a succession plan. So we're putting that documentation in place to make sure that we have somebody to replace him in case anything happens.
So that was my second question, because your operating hours are 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and then we would need the MDIC administrator to be working there full time.
Okay.
So that is something too that I think you'll have to determine before you start.
Okay.
Because he can't be, and then you also have the ice cream place. You seem very busy, so you got
Place is also
a lot
being
of
run
businesses.
We got that. Okay,
Yes.
so we just need to be more specific about who that individual is and make sure that they're going to be available 8 hours a day in the state of Nevada.
Yes.
Correct.
That is correct.
Okay.
Right.
Okay,
And then
Basically,
basically, got it.
And then
Dr. Sneed will be here, but obviously with him running the other business, you're wanting an additional individual because he's not the primary, correct?
available.
Got it.
I
Okay.
just gotta clear the record. We don't choose the administrator, you do, but they
Right.
have to meet certain condition, and the president's telling you the conditions now.
Got it.
Okay.
So can I ask a follow-up question to that then? So Ryan has the skill set and lives in Utah, right? He's been traveling to Nevada and for the last 10 years and doing business, but as long as we have a Ryan equivalent, right? He's got 20 years of experience and they're housed in Nevada, we're meeting that criteria, right? Can we have more than one administrator?
there has to be one listed.
Only one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. Thank you.
And then my last question, I was a little unsure about is you said you've been operating here for 10 years in the Charleston location, but this is a new application.
Correct. It's Nevada State, Nevada Sports Spine and Medicine is Dr. Sneed's original location. He's been operating underneath that, doing sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehab. Him and Ryan are going to be partnering up and now dispensing and durable medical equipment as well,
Okay. So
out of that same location.
all right, so I think there's some pending items that we need to sort through. So since we don't have those answers with us today, would you like to table your application for now?
If we did, how long does that extend or how quickly could we turn that around for you? So not to delay it.
Oh, she's looking at me, Dave Weiss. We can do, we'll put, I mean, you got your spot in line. So the next meeting's in September. So it's like the second week in September. And that would be the next board meeting that they do.
Okay.
I mean, tentatively, they could approve it. And I know you want to, like, the governor wants you to be business friendly and you guys are business friendly. But I just think there's some questions that I need some time to answer because we don't want to set up a business for failure and it's structured in this way. And then we say you can't. I am not very clearly saying you didn't do anything wrong. You may be totally compliant with the law. The question was asked to me too late in the process for me to have been able to do it. And that's not staff's fault. That's just the way the world works. So
May I ask with your permission if we can get tentatively approved contingent upon what you discover as well as us making sure that we give you that additional administrator
When do you want to start operating?
as soon as possible?
Do you have a building?
We do,
Do you have supplies
yes,
in the building?
yes.
You did that without a license?
Well, remember, we've been operating out of Utah for years, and then Dr. Sneed has also been operating.
Is there what, you have product in Nevada already?
Correct, but it's not under Vitality Medical Supplies, right? At this point in time, it's under his entity and then Dr. Sneed's entity, because they've been seeing patients in their own specific roles underneath their own companies.
I'm a manufacturer brace rep.
And you have a license with us in Nevada?
No, he has one in Utah.
I was asking those questions too.
Yeah, under IOC.
I think that probably answers the question.
So I think it may be in your best interest to table your application at this time. Let's get these items sorted. And then we could see you at the next scheduled meeting.
I speak to in regards to following up and making sure that we're meeting the criteria for the next meeting.
Tyler,
Skylar, perfect.
she'll meet you at the break.
Okay.
So do you wish to table your application at
Yes,
this
please.
time? All right, we'll go ahead and table it to the next available meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good day.
Utah doesn't qualify for that.
I think we'll take a quick break and then we will come back. All right, we will continue with our Board of Pharmacy agenda. The next item I have is for 9B, Genuine Care Pharmacy. So if we have representatives here or online for Genuine Care Pharmacy, please come forward. Good morning.
Good morning.
If I could have you both state your name and titles for the record.
My name is Dimitris Constantinou, and I'm a registered pharmacist. I'll be the pharmacist in charge for Genuine Care Pharmacy.
Excellent, thank you.
My name is Robert Jose. I'm the managing manager. Member.
You're the managing manager?
Managing member.
All right. All right, I'm going to swear you both in. If you could join me in raising your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to provide will be both truthful and complete?
I do.
Okay. All right, great. I will turn it over to Ms. Young.
Thank you, Madam President. This is Skylar Young for the board. Agenda item 9B, application for a new retail pharmacy starts on 9/3/42 the board book. The pharmacy is going to be located in Las Vegas. I have 3 questions for each of you guys. First, Demetrius, you worked at Walgreens from 2007 to 2021 as a staff pharmacist. Have you been working as a pharmacist since then?
I briefly worked after I left Walgreens, an independent pharmacy, and then I took a leave. I had a family illness that I had to take care of my mother.
And why do you want to enter the pharmacy industry now?
Well, I want to get back into it. I was asked to be the pharmacy in charge of the new pharmacy, so I decided to get back into it.
Have you been a managing pharmacist before?
I have not been a manager, but as you just mentioned, I worked for many years at Walgreens. Actually, I was a floating pharmacist for most of the time, so I was exposed to many different pharmacies, Walgreens pharmacies and environments. And as you know, as a pharmacist, you're in charge of the personnel and make sure that everything goes smoothly and according to the law.
Will you be working with any compounding products?
No.
You disclosed past discipline with our board. Can you tell us a little bit about the circumstances in that case?
Yeah, I missed putting the sticker behind the back of the hard copy.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
I missed putting the sticker at the back of the original, the hard copy of the prescription.
Okay.
So just for the record, there was a time where you had the computer printed a sticker and they had to put the RX number and what the drug was on the back of it, and you didn't put that on the back of the prescription. So the prescription had no identifying serial number on it. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not 100% sure what happened because it's been many years. I think this incident was, 2018, I believe.
It would happen in Nevada or a different type of?
Yeah, and we have attached
Yeah, that has to.
the details of the incident. It was.
What does that say, Skylar? There's an order related to that case?
It's on page 9349. Step, and let's see if there's included. So you did submit a letter that said that you failed to place the required sticker at the back of the original C2 prescription. And then have the violation there.
Yeah. In the paper, actually, we were all disciplined, all pharmacists involved. We were all disciplined for that incident. I don't know if we all failed the sticker or if it was only me. But furthermore, when the prescription was brought to the pharmacy, the technician, for some reason, couldn't find the prescription, scanned the prescription, typed it, and then, or maybe didn't type it and couldn't find the hard copy, didn't appear on the computer, so rescanned the prescription. So there was duplicate prescription, and at some point someone missed, it may have been me. It's been such a long time, but I accepted the discipline.
Thank you.
And the
This is-
I accepted the responsibility.
I have a few questions for Robert. Where are you currently working?
Currently, I'm the business manager for veterinary emergency hospital in California, Lancaster.
And why do you want to manage a pharmacy here in Las Vegas?
I live here in Las Vegas, and I wanted to start something here.
How do you know the other members, Edgar and Simon?
Those are my friends.
Are they going to be living here in Las Vegas?
But they are here.
And do you have all your staff hired?
Not yet, except for Dimitri.
Okay. Do you know how you're going to hire other pharmacists or other PTs? You also have a named another
Yes,
pharmacist.
another pharmacist,
Yeah.
Edmund Giannan.
That's right.
Yeah. And then so through them, because I understand that it's still going to take a process after, say, an approval today. It's still going to take some time. So that's where I intend to find source our techs and additional pharmacists.
Are you going to be involved in the day-to-day activities?
Yes.
I think that's all the questions that I have.
Great, thank you. So this is Helen Park. I just wanted a little more clarity for Mr. Dimitri. I was not sure what your employment history after Walgreens. I know it says in your application you worked there till 2020. Where have you worked or have you worked since 2020?
As I said, I briefly worked in a independent pharmacy. Then I had to have a surgery on my knee and I quit. And then I had to take for some time care of my mother, who was still bedridden. So.
Okay, so you took some time off, but you did work in an independent pharmacy in between?
I cannot recall the name. It's a pharmacy on Charleston. Maybe True Care Pharmacy. I forget the name, I'm sorry. I just worked a few weeks there.
Okay. So a lot has changed since 2020. How do you plan on, if you're going to be the managing pharmacist, to be current with and aware of what the Nevada laws are as it pertains to?
Keeping up with the continuing education. And I'm following up all the new laws and regulations and keeping in touch with the colleagues of mine and friends of mine, pharmacists that we used to work together. So I'm very confident. I don't feel that there would be any problem. And I mean, I had a little experience with
Previously, yeah. Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Board members, any additional questions?
I have one more question. Where is Edmund currently working, the other pharmacist?
Edmund, he's working at Smith's Pharmacy.
Okay.
2021,
Oh, I thought he just told.
right? It's 2021, I think.
Madam Board Clerk, I don't have any more questions.
That was 26
Although
years.
it's been a while since Dimitri is,
Okay.
it sounds like he's caught up on his continuing education, so. I would move that we approve a new pharmacy application for Genuine Care Pharmacy.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Porath, a second by Ms. Taylor. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, your motion passes. We wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
All right, we're going to move on to 9C for Health Works Pharmacy. If we have representatives here, please come forward. Or if you are online, please raise your hand. Health Works Pharmacy.
We have a hand being raised physically.
Okay.
Oh, the camera. We see you. Can you unmute yourself and start speaking?
Yeah,
Okay, we can hear you now.
yeah. My name is Vinod Kumar Gadli.
Okay, great. Will anyone else be joining you today?
No, myself.
Just yourself. Okay, I'm going to swear you in.
Okay, before you start, just for the record, because there's somebody else in the room. So the camera's going to the other person. So if there's going to be, if somebody else is going to be talking, they have to swear in too. So is it just you or is there somebody else in the room?
It's only me.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, if you could join me raising your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to provide will be both truthful and complete?
I do.
Okay, great. Thank you. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Long.
Thank you, Madam President. Yan Long for the record. Before I begin asking, my series of questions to Mr. Gadli, I first wanted to verify, Mr. Gadli, are you an officer of the corporation? Can you speak on behalf of the pharmacy since you're not the owner?
Yeah, I can speak on behalf of them.
Okay, and you've received authorization to speak on behalf of the pharmacy?
Yes.
Okay, and we'll just need a letter from the owner that authorizing you to speak on behalf of the pharmacy, okay?
Okay.
And I actually have some simple questions for the owner. Is he going to be able to join the call or will he be able to join the call today? It's
No.
simple questions. Because he's the new owner, I would like to speak to him about what he plans to do with the pharmacy.
Oh, yeah, the owner wants to do the registration and the licensing for this place.
Sorry, excuse me, what did you say?
Yeah, and hold on a second. Hold on a second. He said that the owner wants you to approve the license. Do you want to give him some time to get the owner on the line? Is that a necessity for your questioning? And it's fine if it is.
Yeah, I just, simple questions, nothing
Okay.
groundbreaking. I just wanted to speak with the owner and see who he is. He's never owned a pharmacy based on his application. So I want to, kind of pick his
Sure.
brain as to why he wants to do that. So yeah, I would like for the owner to join the call if possible.
Okay, sir, is there a chance to get the
Yeah.
owner on Zoom?
Yes.
Okay, do you need some time to do that or you can do that immediately?
Yeah. Yeah. Give about a minute, maybe. Minute.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't we hold this one, go to the next one, and then we'll come back and then you can have the owner. Or you.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, he is here now.
He's in the room with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
On phone. He's on phone call.
Oh, he's on the phone. Okay.
You know the last 2 digits of his phone number?
If he's in the room with you, that's fine too. It looks like you're consulting with somebody.
No, he's.
Yeah, and maybe we just move on to the next item, give him a minute to join the
Yeah, I
call.
think
Would that be
that-
all right?
We'll
Yeah.
move on. I'll call the owner, or whoever's on the application and try to get this tidied up so that they can appear properly in front of you.
I agree. So we're gonna move on to our next agenda item. We will circle back. And then once we have all the right.
It's gonna take on the next one, so it's gonna take a couple, just so you know. Okay.
All right, so the next item is 9D for Kaiser Permanente Ion Pharmacy. So if we have representatives here or online.
Madam President,
Yes.
I'm going to recuse myself from this item due to my employer's relationship with Kaiser.
All right, we'll note that for the record. Thank you. Hi, good morning. It looks like there's 3 individuals. Okay, and then we'll start in the room. If I could have you both state your full name and titles for the record.
Yeah, my name is Chad Friday. I'm the Executive Director of Pharmacy for Kaiser Permanente for both the Colorado region as well as the Nevada region.
Great, thank you.
My name's Tanya Keegan. I am the Kaiser Permanente Pharmacy Operations Specialist.
That was Tanya Keegan. Okay, great. Thank you so much. And then online.
Good morning, Madam President, board members and staff. My name is Lana Nguyen. I'm the managing pharmacist for Kaiser Permanente Ion Pharmacy.
Okay, excellent. I'm going to swear all of you in together. Just need a verbal affirmation from each. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to provide will be both truthful and complete?
I do.
I do.
Okay, great. All right, Dr. Weiss.
Thank you, Madam President. Good morning, everyone. Chad, you said that you cover Nevada, but this is your first pharmacy, right? So like this is Nevada right now, just to make clear. Okay, good.
Yeah, you have 2 additional applications.
I understand. I just want to make sure I had it right. So, and welcome to Nevada. So just generally, Kaiser's a name that most people know. You're a big company, but if I Google you, it says you're maybe an insurance company, but what are you? What do you think Kaiser is?
We are an integrated care delivery organization that also provides insurance.
Exactly. So, I mean, you have the insurance and then you have hospitals and you have pharmacies. So in Colorado right now, there's retail pharmacies that are operating.
Yeah, in Colorado right now, we have 28 medical office buildings that provide care to, primary care as well as specialty care. And in each of those medical office buildings, we have a retail outpatient pharmacy.
Okay. And so like your strategic plan, you don't have to go into but I think I can figure it out, is you're coming to Nevada now, right? So that you're going to try to duplicate what you've done in other states in Nevada.
Correct. In the Ion location, that is the Ion or the Kaiser Permanente Ion Medical Office Building, which right now has primary care, radiology and lab. And then the outpatient pharmacy is scheduled to open 1/1/2027.
Okay, I should have said for board members, just the new application in front of you, page 9430. And when you say Ion, that's in Sparks, Nevada, right? That's okay. They're most of them are from Las Vegas. They don't know Ion. And Adam will tell you, I don't know where Sparks is. Okay, so the purpose of this then obviously is the support your medical doctors that are there. So that's because you have 28 buildings, you have 28 pharmacies in each one, which is kind of cool. So that's what you do. And then is it only people that have your insurance, or you contracted with other? How does that work for you?
So we are open to the public
Okay.
for the pharmacy. However, we only take Kaiser Permanente insurance for adjudication.
So it's cash or that? Okay. And do you do any compounding or what's that about?
We will be doing limited non-sterile compounding at this location. So like Miracle Mouthwash,
Okay.
some ointments, things like that.
Okay, and just so you know, we have a separate process when you're doing compounding. It'll be determined by you can do sterile compounding without asking permission of the board. The inspectors will determine that depending on a limited, like putting two creams together is not really, it's by the definition compounding, but it doesn't need a separate inspection. So just be aware of that depending on how much you're doing. And then your pharmacies, they generally fill how many prescription? I know it's variable, but like what do you think you're going to be filling in on ION to start? It'll be slow, I'm sure.
Yeah, we forecasted in the first year to be in the 160 to 170 prescriptions per day.
Okay. And then as far as the insurance goes, people in Nevada already have your insurance. Are you offering that like on out to the public, or it's people that have moved here? Can you explain?
Yeah.
Patient load.
Yep. The company name in Nevada is what's called HP Holdco Inc. And that is owned by 50.1% of Kaiser Permanente Health Plan and 49.9% by Renowned Health.
Okay, so that's why so this is maybe a joint venture between the two.
Correct. And we purchased Hometown Health, which was a healthcare organization provided by Renowned.
Okay, so you own that insurance company now.
Correct.
Okay, so then you're preloaded to go. Okay, sounds good. And you'll be taking over their physician roles and APRNs and all that, and then probably supplementing it with new business lines that Kaiser does that Renown doesn't do right now or whatever.
Correct. I think we have a total of, 16 providers that are being hired new.
That makes sense. And then I'm sorry, because is the manager here or not here?
Lana Nguyen is the manager on.
Okay, hi, Ms. Nguyen. Nguyen. You're located in Nevada now, or you're coming from Colorado or California? What are you doing now?
I'm currently located in California.
Okay. And are you licensed in Nevada? Did you pass our strenuous law test?
Yes, I'm also licensed in Nevada.
Okay, sounds good. And so you're going to be moving to Sparks or Reno?
I'm acting as a managing pharmacist for the facility license application,
Okay.
and the pharmacy is actively seeking a local candidate to be the managing pharmacist there.
Okay, that gives clarity. And so when do you want to open the pharmacy if you get approved today?
We would like to, our first scheduled date of open, what we're planning on is the 4th of January, 2027.
Oh, okay, you got plenty of time then. So you're just holding and this is allowed. So you're holding the manager job with her, and then you're going to hire somebody else, and then you'll convert that when that happens.
Correct. We have 3 pharmacists in charge roles that we're currently active.
For the 3 pharmacies, yeah, okay. And then again, for just the public and for the board, you have to appear the first time you own a pharmacy, but it doesn't require an appearance any other time. So I don't know how familiar you are with the application, but there was no disclosures of administrative actions or anything else related for Kaiser. As big as you are, you've never had one?
I think the way that we looked at that application was specific to Nevada.
No, it would include the ownership too. So you might want to supplement that. I'm sure you're a big company, and we can wait. That's one thing you'll have to address, but I was surprised that there weren't any.
I was impressed. I was like, wow.
Right. With that, again, I don't have any concerns. You could do that pending review if you wanted to, or if you want to, however you want to handle it. We certainly can make the January date regardless, but I'm sure you want to get going and you don't need to worry about your contracts because everybody else does when they open a pharmacy, but you got to buy your drugs and that kind of stuff. So I'll turn it to the board. I don't have any other questions. The board members may.
So I don't have any other questions. I think the questions that I had were addressed today, and I think Kaiser Permanente it's a large entity, and so I'm not concerned about the opening of pharmacies in Nevada. So welcome to Nevada. The only thing I would say is that we do need those disclosures, and so if I'm comfortable with proposing that we approve the application, just pending the disclosures and a review of those disclosures. So board staff reviews and see.
And inspection.
And inspection.
Do you have anything to comment?
No.
Yeah, I think I feel comfortable knowing Adam's helping them through the process. So I'd move to approve a new pharmacy application for Kaiser Permanente Ion Pharmacy pending positive inspection and board review of disclosures.
Taylor, second.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Freitas, a second by Ms. Taylor. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. All right, thank you for answering our questions today. We wish you all the best.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to agenda item 9F for Premier RX Pharmacy. If we have representatives here, please come forward.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. If I could have you both state your full name and titles for the record.
Yes, my name is Giovanna Mers. I'm the owner.
I'm Lourdes Joregi, managing pharmacist.
All right, great. I'm gonna swear you both in. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to provide will be both truthful and complete?
Yes.
Great. Ms. Young.
Thank you, Madam President. This is Skelly Young for the board. Agenda item 9F, application for a new retail pharmacy starts on 9/4/80 for the board book. It's going to be a pharmacy located in Las Vegas. And according to the application, you will be, it looks like you guys checked off controlled substances. Do you also need to check dangerous drugs as well?
What is it?
You've checked only controlled substances on your application. Also dangerous drugs?
Yes.
And then we also be compounding as well?
Non-sterile compounding.
How much of your products will be percentage-wise will be compounding products?
Most likely around 30% of it will be compounded.
30, okay, great, thank you. And Ms. Mertz, you currently work at a real estate company? Is there, can you explain why you want to open up a pharmacy?
Yes. Yes, I'm a senior realtor at my company, but I always like to help people. I serve for the United Nations for 9 years. One of the branches I served was the World Health Organization, and I've always been inclined to help people in that regards. As a personal note, I was raised by a dentist and a nurse, so I always wanted to incorporate in that field. And I see the necessity for, especially for the Hispanic community in Nevada. So that's why I wanted to step into that sector.
Thank you. Have you owned a business before?
Yes, many.
Oh, can you just give us some examples of businesses you've owned?
Yes, I own a mortgage company in California. I also, I'm a independent realtor for more than 20 years. And as I said before, I work for a dealer.
Do you have all of your staff hired?
We have a pharmacist, a technician, a manager, 2 dealers for now. And we have not hired yet the drivers.
It looks like, is that Mr. Lopez then? Is he one of your drivers?
Yes.
And as this is for Miss Jareki. Have you been a managing pharmacist before?
Yes,
Where were you a managing pharmacist?
at Trinity Pharmacy for 4 years.
And you have past discipline? Can you explain the circumstances of that and what you've done to change anything since then?
Yeah, it was around 2021, right after, during the midst of COVID. When I had prescriptions. Before that, it wasn't electronically sent. So nursing homes and everything was being called in even for controlled substances. And we had to immediately deliver it. But the problem was that during the time, the prescription were supposed to be signed by the doctor, or the original prescription has to be within 48 to 72 hours. But during COVID, it was impossible for them to send it back to us during that period of time. So I was non-compliant with that period of time, and I was not able to put for emergency dispensing on the prescriptions. And I was given a probationary period for that one. I was given 1 year, which I computed or completed already, including the requirements.
Thank you. I'm gonna pass this to my colleague, Dr. Kai Kandali, so that ask some follow-up questions regarding compounding. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so my questions are gonna be primarily for the pharmacists in charge on the application. What products are you intending to compound at Premier RX Pharmacy?
It will be just ordinary, regular compound like mouthwash, ointments, creams, those kind of stuff that
Okay, what kind of ointments and creams?
like butt creams or brushes, mostly like that.
And then you said that this is gonna be about 30% of your business, is that right?
Yes.
And then, what is your experience with non-sterile compounding?
I had one before, but it's not a big thing, like with CVS and Walgreens when we did just the regular mouthwash and the compounding. But I had experience before when I was pharmacist in the Philippines.
Okay. Where will you obtain your active pharmaceutical ingredients? Your API?
We have get it from wholesalers. We're still getting contracts with the wholesalers.
And then who is your anticipated patient population?
It will be the general population, but mostly it will be the because most of my colleagues speak Spanish, so it will be for the Latino community, Filipino community, but it will be in general.
Okay. Which guidelines or standards are you going to follow to manage non-sterile compounding?
USP standards. So we'll get to the compounding based on those requirements.
And then which USP specifically?
Specifically, not right now, but I'm researching into it. So
Okay. Will you be doing any hazardous compounding?
no,
Who will be performing the compounding?
I myself.
And then what equipment will you be using for non-sterile compounding?
Right now, it will just be the regular equipments like mortar and pestle and everything. But as we go on, we will be acquiring more equipment.
Okay. And then how will you be establishing VUDs for your products?
Excuse me?
How will you be establishing beyond use dates for your products?
We will be using it as 1 year from time of compounding.
And then what is that pulled from? What reference or guideline?
I'll be using the reference from the USP.
Okay. You might need to look at USB and the VUD guidance because it's a little bit different.
Billy, can I just add one more thing? You're doing a great job. I think I don't think where are you getting your master of formulas from? Like, how are you going to decide what you're going to compound? Where's that information coming from? Because I'm getting the sense that you're not ready to do the compounding. And I think Billy's laying that out, and that might be something for the future, but do you have a way of getting a formula and know what you're making?
Right now, we're just gonna do the retail pharmacy.
Okay.
We're just venture into compounding later on.
So the compounding you're talking about is this simple compounding. You take two commercially available creams and you put them together and then put them in a jar. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Not like complicated,
No,
non-sterile.
not
Thanks, Billy. So you were already heading there.
And actually, that was gonna be my next question.
Just want to make
But
myself.
I do not have any further questions, but I do have some reservations with the non-sterile compounding component with just your answers. I'll refer back to the board.
Thank you. So I would have some concerns with that too, is if it's something that they wish to add later on in their business model, is there a way, I guess, for board staff that we can review that, their readiness for that?
Okay, Billy, I talked over to you. Do you want to answer the question or you want me to?
We could probably assess the readiness for it during the pre-inspection if you think you would be ready within that time frame. Otherwise, we can address it during our inspections for you. And then you can always request us to come out to see if you guys are ready for it.
So yeah, you don't always do this, but because of the testimony today, you could limit that to no API compounding, so only commercially available products, and then they can contact staff and we could go see, if you're concerned about that, we could see it before they were ready to do that. I think that's what Billy's saying. But you could also just tell them not to do it until they're ready, and then we could pick it up in an inspection. But it's your choice.
That's my main concern, is just for the compounding component. I don't think you are ready at this point in time. But that may be something in the future for you to consider. I don't have any additional questions. I think the PIC answered the questions regarding her past disciplinary history, and just recall from, that was just a couple years ago. The only other question I had is, since it's a Spanish, it's the demographic or patient demographic is to fulfill a need for Spanish speaking patients. And so I think Ms. Harrogate, you did mention that the other employees speak Spanish. Is that true, Ms. Mertz?
Yeah, it's true. I myself speak Spanish.
Will you be working in the pharmacy?
I will be in some time there, yeah, daily.
In what capacity will you be working in?
Managing, I cannot so much, the pharmacy system is the person in charge.
Will you be seeking a pharmacy technician license?
Yes, I'm going to be trained by Mrs. Cowley.
Is that problematic or no?
Curious in terms of, will you get a key to the pharmacy as the owner?
I won't get a key for the pharmacist will get the key. And she's the only one that can open and close the pharmacy.
Okay, so you won't be able to access it as the business manager or owner without.
I won't.
Thank you. All right, any other questions, board members?
Shanice Taylor for the record. I feel comfortable moving forward with the application just for the retail community portion of that. Pending, I don't know if we're gonna do a pre-inspection for non-sterile compounding portion or.
Always do a pre-inspection, so that will happen. You decide what you want to do with the compounding.
Yeah, I feel comfortable removing that part of the application until you're ready. And moving forward with just the.
Okay, so again, we'll tidy up the motion, but just moving forward, you're saying you're gonna give them a license. But before they do sterile compound or non-sterile compounding, you want them to contact the board, and then we'll go make sure they're ready for that. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Do they have to appear before the board to do compounding?
Not in this case, if the motion is going to, you could make that happen if that's what you wanted, or you don't have.
But could just out of curiosity now, a pharmacy that's out there that does no compounding at all, if they decide they want to compound, Do they have to appear before us or can they just go through you?
I'm gonna give you one free one, and then that's a question that's not really related during this, but I'll answer it for you. Any pharmacy can do non-sterile compounding without talking to us. They need to list it and then we inspect it. If we get out there and they're not ready for it, then that would be a problem and we would say, no, you can't do it. So there are pharmacies that are doing compounding that never came in front of non-sterile compounding that ever came in front of you. All steriles go in front of the board in some fashion. I credit you for changing our procedures. Now, not everyone comes in front because you've paid staff to do it in the background. So did that answer your question?
So does, thank you.
Great. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Mr. Porath. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. We wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. All right, we will move on to 12A for Bio Wound Solutions.
Hi, I'm Mark Rogers. I'm the chief. Yeah,
Mark
go ahead.
Rogers. I'm gonna go ahead and swear you in.
Yeah.
If you could join me in raising your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to provide will be both truthful and complete?
I do.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And then we'll go ahead and turn this one over to Ms. Young.
Thank you, Madam President. This is Sally Young for the board. Agenda item 12A, application for new wholesaler, starts on page 9622 of your board book. It will be a wholesaler serving wound care clinics, and they'll be providing human amniotic tissue, which is very cool. Mark, you've been with BioWound since 2025. How are you currently monitoring the day-to-day operations?
Yeah, I was a consultant for, 20 hours a month till going back to 2023. But yeah, I've been a full-time employee since 2025, and I'm the Chief Quality and Regulatory Officer for the site. That's at the distribution center at West Post Road. I'm actually at headquarters, which is at South Edmond Street, but West Post Road is just, 3/10 of a mile away, and I go over there regularly.
So the address, the West Coast Road it has the product, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And can you explain the process of storing and distributing the skin membranes and amniotic tissue?
Sure. Right. Everything that we distribute has been cleared. I don't know if you guys have heard of the American Association of Tissue Banks, but all the banks that we work with now are certified by the AATB. And so we take in the tissue at West Post Road. It goes through an inspection process and then gets put into finished goods inventory, which it is then released with a validated software system to the distributors. They're all over the United States currently.
And as far as your distributors or the places that you're getting the product, do you know if they're licensed with us?
We currently do not have a license with you.
Or the places that you're getting the product, are they licensed with our board, or do you know?
I don't think so. In the human tissue, and particularly amniotic tissue industry, I've talked to my colleagues, and this is a new thing for the entire industry, is getting a pharmacy license. I've told them, hey, look, I've looked at the regs, and it clearly states if you got RX only on your product, then you need to get licensed, and so they're digesting that within the industry right now. But yeah, I think we're the first ones to come forward and say, hey, we acknowledge that we need a license.
Yeah, can I add something?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not the first. We have others that are licensed, but you're at the front of it. Your tissue bank, I think, just because the board doesn't see this, I know Helen has been out with us to tissue banks in place, so she has a very broad knowledge of it. The issue with it is I commend you for self-regulation, but it's really a trade organization. of sorts that monitors yourself and you're going to agree to these terms. So I know the FDA sees these things as drugs. I commend you for realizing that Nevada sees these as drugs and you need a license. I would just say and we have people that are in the state that's licensed. I also say that I got a call recently, somebody that was looking to use your product and you showed up on my radar and I was pleasantly surprised that you were applying for a license because like you're saying, the people want to do their things and they don't understand that they're going to be regulated because it's dangerous. But back to the point of that, I think that it is a drug and they do need to be licensed and we have a clear path and you've seen other people licensed. So thanks, Scott. I just want to make sure the board understand what was in front of you. There are certain components of tissues that are not drugs and that would be, from yourself, that would be, that would be okay without a license. And for Skylar, if everything happens in Florida or outside the state, then that wouldn't make a requirement that they would have to be licensed. Just the people shipping it would have to be licensed.
Yeah, I think they're the 4 suppliers that they've mentioned, I did look them up and one of them actually is licensed.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was gonna say, we have Nevada's a little bit ahead of this one, so we have people that are.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So
Yeah, there's other states. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, just to reiterate, anything that wherever you're getting your tissue, they just need to be licensed with us.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Just to reiterate, wherever you get your tissue and membranes, they need to be licensed, but not who you are then distributing to. Is that correct?
No, I'll say it's slightly different. I think the component of correct, if they were located in Nevada, all the places that they would get their tissue would need to be licensed. But if the transaction's taking place in another state, we would only require the last person to be licensed in Nevada. Example, Lilly makes a drug, McKesson buys it. McKesson shipping it into the state. We wouldn't require Lilly, New Jersey to be licensed. It's the last step in. And the reason is you got to have a hook for when something goes bad that you can work back to it. Now, what the rule you're talking about is if they were located in Nevada, then everybody shipping in is like the McKesson in that scenario, and they would need to be licensed. You agree with that?
Thank you. You state that you're going to be also providing medical devices, equipment, and supplies. Can you explain what products those will be?
Sure. These are all terminally sterilized medical devices. All of our products are terminally sterilized. We don't distribute anything that's aseptically processed. They're validated terminal sterilization processes. Here's one of the products that we sell or going to sell. It's Care-Gel T. It is it's derived from sheep lanolin and in New Zealand. And we've been over there a couple times and checked them out and audited them. This is terminally sterilized. It's used for wound care. It helps hydrate the wound. Sheep lanolin's really good for that. And so someone made it 510K and it got cleared way back in 2008. But we recently acquired rights to distribute it. So that's one of our medical devices. We also have light devices, blue light devices, a device called EMOLED that we're going to start distributing or have started distributing through Interstate Commerce. And that's a cleared 510K device. We also have products called BioConnect Wound Matrix. You can see that nice, pretty white graph. That's derived from, of all things, horse or equine collagen, and it's also used in wound care.
Thank you.
And it's 510K cleared.
Mr. Reese, did you have any more questions?
No, you're doing great, Scott. I wasn't a question. I just wanted to lay the foundation because they're just do things. You drive down through Vegas and you see them on the billboard, and it is catch up for the state right now on these things because the people all went and did it. Maybe didn't look at all the statutes and regs, and so we're knocking these off one at a time.
I don't have any more questions. I'll pass it to you.
I don't have any additional questions. I'm just glad that you are here and getting licensed today. Board members, any
Thank you.
additional?
Last week I was on my way here and my car ran over a huge Las Vegas rock and it knocked a hole in my transmission of my beloved GTI and
Oh,
it's been
no.
down for the past month. So I'm glad to make it safely this time.
Yes, I'm glad you made it safely. All right, board members, any additional questions?
No questions. I would move that we approve new wholesaler application for BioLine Solutions.
Shanice Taylor, second.
Great, we have a motion by Mr. Porath, a second by Ms. Taylor. Any further discussion?
Could I ask a question? You guys, you're welcome to come visit our West Post site. Is that something that you guys are planning on doing, just so I can tell management? I mean, we're always ready. Like I tell my people, be ready for as if the FDA is standing right behind you on any given day. So
We can't disclose that to you. You'll have to just sit
Oh,
on
okay.
pins and needles. No, they didn't make a requirement. We generally don't. If there's some complaints or something, we may. So it's within our authority to do that, but they didn't
Sure.
make it a requirement.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation. All right, so we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that motion passes. All right, thank you so much for your time and we wish you all the best.
Madam President,
Thank
if
you
take-
very much. Y'all
if
have a
you
great
take a
day.
break, we have 4 more items to do. If you can take a quick break.
Take a quick break. We'll continue with our agenda items and we'll go next to 12C for DHL supply chain. We have representatives here or online. Please come forward or raise your hand on Zoom.
Questions?
Looks like we
Yes.
have someone here.
Yes, this is John Kropczynski, Senior Director, Regulatory Affairs at DHL.
Okay, great. And it looks
And
like you
we
have,
also have Jay Holler, who's our, works for our licensing partner, IQVIA.
okay, great. Anyone else joining you too?
Just us.
Okay, so for Mr. Holler, if you could just state your name for the record.
James
officially.
Holler.
Okay, great. I'm gonna swear you both in. John, you were ready. We'll go back to that. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to provide will be both truthful and complete?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And then I'll turn it over to Mr. Kuykendall.
Thank you, Madam President. We have a change in ownership application for DHL supply chain item 12C and begins on page 9759 in the board book. This is the 3PL located in Reno. They had their last annual inspection conducted in January 2026. The inspection was satisfactory with no deficiencies identified. My first question for any of you guys is that can you please explain the change of ownership that took place?
Yes, the DHL group, DHL is a very large multinational organization. They underwent a corporate restructuring, basically aimed at streamlining the organizational structure and grouping subsidiaries into subdivisions. So we have multiple subsidiaries, and they wanted to have, for this particular instance, supply chain all bundled under one. So as part of that restructuring, the new holding entity was formed. And so basically, if you looked at the corporate structure diagram that was included in the application, we were directly under DPWN Holdings USA. And what they did is they bumped that DPWN Holdings from a parent to a grandparent, and they created this sub category of DHL Supply Chain Holdings USA. And so that was basically identifying a new holding company which clusters all of the supply chain activity under one organization.
All right, thank you for that. And then on the application, on page 9760 in the board book, you marked yes for questions 3 and 5, so some disclosures. Can you expand or summarize on what these were? And then I can read the questions for you if you don't have it up there. But number 3 was
the application. So what page was that on?
9760, and it was the bottom. Questions 3 and 5.
It was 967 of our board book, but what page is the application?
207 on the application.
Thank you, Billy.
Sorry, you both were talking at the same time and I didn't get clarity on the page number.
So the application page number is 2 of 7, and then the board book page number is 9760.
So I have the application deck in front of me and it only has 64 pages. So can you give me a little bit more of an explanation of what exactly you're looking for me to answer?
Yeah, absolutely. I can read the questions for you that you marked yes for. Number 3, has a corporation, any owners, shareholders, or partners with at least 10% interest or partners with any interest ever been subject of an administrative action or proceeding related to the pharmaceutical industry? And then you guys marked yes. And then number 5, has a corporation, owners, shareholders, or partners with at least 10% interest ever surrendered a license, permit, or certificate of registration voluntarily or otherwise?
Okay, so the information to answer both of those are actually included in the application, but I can give you a summary.
Yes,
so
please.
For the first, it was a lack of notification for a designated representative change that had occurred, and we did not provide the appropriate notification within that specific time. As I mentioned earlier, DHL is a very large multinational organization. Within the US, we have about 40 regulated sites that carry RX products, controlled substances. And we also have a number of facilities that carry OTC products as well. And from time to time, people get terminated, they leave the organization, and those sites don't necessarily notify us in appropriate time frame. So that was the identification of the first box check of yes. The second item, which is also summarized in the application, references one of our facilities in California. The site was operational in 2020. The DEA came in and provided us with a DEA permit for List 1 chemicals. We did not have a state license because California does not regulate for OTC products, and List 1 is not a controlled substance from that perspective. It's not an RX. So we actually got the application. The DEA came back in, indicated that we did need a state CCSP license. We had indicated to them that we are not able to complete that application because it references sales data. We as a 3PL do not sell product. We don't take ownership, and therefore we were not able to process that application. They said that response did not align with what California had indicated. We got on the phone with the California DOJ, explained our situation to them, and they said, you need to file the application. And we said, okay, we're going to try to do that, but we're still not going to meet those requirements. So the organization decided that we would pull that List 1 product from that location, which we did in a very expedited fashion. When we pulled the permit from the DEA came back and said that permit surrender was for cause. We disagreed with that assessment. We provided all the necessary information to the DEA, and as of last week, they changed the for cause, which you don't have this information, but they changed the for cause to out of business, which is not a reportable. So those are the two items that you had questions on.
Okay, thank you for that. Will there be any staffing changes specifically based on this change of ownership?
I'm sorry, what?
Will there be any staffing changes based on this ownership change?
No, it's what we call internally. It's a kind of like a paper transaction. So
Gotcha.
This DHL Supply Chain Holdings is not a separate company. It's just a name change, and it was based on basically corporate restructuring to make sure that all the entities kind of aligned appropriately within the corporate structure.
Okay. So will there be any changes in policies or procedures then?
No, all of our policies and procedures have not changed.
Right. No further questions. I'll hand it back to the board. Thank you.
Board members, I don't have any additional questions. I would feel comfortable moving forward with the ownership change.
Crystal Freitas, I don't have any additional questions, so I'd move to approve ownership change for DHL Supply Chain.
Denise Taylor, a second.
We have a motion by Ms. Freitas, a second by Ms. Taylor. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those.
Sorry. I have one more question. We have other applications that are in process that we've.
Sir, let the board's in the middle of voting. Let's finish that. And then you thought they haven't finished their work yet. So then you can answer questions afterwards.
We're almost there, yes. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, great. The ownership change has been approved. And then, John, if you wanted to ask your question.
Apologies. Yeah, so the question is that there are going to be other applications or are other applications in process for this same ownership change. Would it be expected that we need to attend further meetings to talk about this, or do we feel that the information that was provided today will automatically transfer over to the other applications that are in process?
The requirement to appear is addressed by each application individually. When we have these, it's generally just one, but you can work with the licensing staff. So if nothing changes, it would be unlikely that you would need to appear, but you could always be asked to appear, and you probably know that. So.
Right.
Great. Thank you so much for your time today, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll move to agenda item 12E for JMed Supplies, Nevada, Inc.
Oh, and well, okay. HealthWorks is ready when you are, but you probably know that. So.
Good morning, Nevada State Board.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, Madam President, State Board members. As John, well, he hasn't introduced himself, but that's the owner there. I wasn't sure if he was going to make it on the Zoom call. And then I'm operations manager for JMed Supplies.
And then your name is?
Julian Meyer.
Julian Meyer. Okay, great. And then the owner, John?
Yes.
You could state your full name for the record?
John Amitaya.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to swear you both in. If you could raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to provide will be both truthful and complete?
I swear.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Wiest.
Dave Wiest for the record. Good morning to you. J Medical Supplies is a license request application for a wholesaler located in Las Vegas on Patrick Lane. It starts on in the board book at 9838. And so just one more time, define the roles of, I know you said your title, but what are you going to be doing for them, the sir that's in person? Go ahead.
Yes, so I'm looking to be the the designated representative.
Okay, and then what does that mean to you? Like, what are you going to do every day at the business?
Well, I'm for the company as a whole. I'm operations manager.
Okay.
I'll personally be seeing operations in Las Vegas.
And you live in Las Vegas?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm kind of working that out. I'm going back and forth. I had
Between where and where?
California. Sorry. Oh, yeah. So I'm going back and forth in California. The goal is to be here permanently once we're operating. But the end goal is to eventually have someone else, the designated representative. Just because of my duties at JMed, I do travel quite a bit, and our understanding is that I need to be present while we're operating. So.
Yeah, and so is there a JMeds or some similar business in California that you're, how many locations do you have there that are operating?
In California, we have in Winter Park and then in Stockton as well.
Okay, and then is this business going to be a mirror of those other businesses or, okay. And so talk about what happens in California right now or what you're planning on doing here.
So all we do is we distribute, so we buy from big manufacturers like Drive Medical, they're our biggest partner. And then we sell to DME providers. It's pretty much strictly just bent metal. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it.
So canes and walkers and then
walkers, home care beds, wheelchairs.
I'm not sure everybody knows what bent metal is. I know. All right. And how long has that been business in California?
If I may add, sir, started my company in a garage 10 years ago. After COVID, we realized there's a lot of need in Nevada, but we couldn't operate there because we didn't have a location. So 10 years ago, I started in a garage, and now we're expanding to Nevada, Arizona, Nevada, Stockton, San Diego, and Boise, Idaho. So we're happy to be, in Nevada. Actually, we might even move our head office there. Thinking of that, we'll see how.
And you're John, is that right?
Correct, sir.
Yeah, John, I was trying to trick your employee into answering the questions. I knew you knew the answer. But you're taking away all my fun. Okay, and so for not John, when you get a call for a doctor or something, they give you a prescription, and so you maintain prescriptions, or what do you do?
No, we don't.
No, sir. We are totally not dealing with the doctors. You asking me a question or Julian? I'm sorry.
You're fine, John. It's okay.
Yeah, no, we don't.
So sorry, Julian, let me take this. So we supply to DME providers, and our customers deal with doctors and pharmacies, and so we are wholesalers. So we don't break boxes. It's a wheelchair in a box. So we will deliver maybe a pallet or maybe 5-6 wheelchairs to hospice providers. So most of our majority of the business is hospice providers. So we are not on HMDR or none of those things applies to us. We're strictly looking for to operate out there, so we can take care of our sister companies that are operating in Vegas. A lot of our major like Supercare, big companies are in Nevada, and they want us to help them there because of our unique service that we provide here. And so they have grown with us, and that's why we're looking to get a license there.
John, I have fun at my job. I find my job fun, and that was a trick question that you just ran right through the stop sign on and answered it properly. So good for you, because that's a different license if you're doing those kinds of things. So again, you're just going to do wholesaling.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What system do you use to manage your inventory? And John can answer the question because it's going to anyway.
Yes, sir. So Julian is very capable. He's moved pretty fast in our company as it started as a driver, and he always wanted to move to Vegas because housing is cheap there. But we are using Oracle right now. We just got it because it's very expensive. But NetSuite is what we are using for inventory management system.
I'm very comfortable with you. You outmaneuvered me, so I'll give you credit for that, and I'll turn it over to the board.
Thank you, sir.
Julian, are you planning to move to Las Vegas or Nevada?
Well, it was a plan for a while, like John said. But again, I mean, I even if I do move, quote unquote, I probably won't be here, for a long period of time at a given period of time, if that makes any sense, like I said.
Because of your travel.
Exactly, yeah. So that's why I just kind of been going back and forth.
Thanks for traveling in today. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah. Well, I was already out here, but yeah, of course.
Okay, all right. I don't have any additional questions. Board members, any additional questions?
Adam Porth for the record, I would move that we approve a new wholesaler application for JMed Supplies Nevada Inc.
Shanice Taylor, second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Porath, a second by Ms. Taylor. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
That was an aye? Any?
That was Anna Carr. Jade's not here, but you already knew that. So I think that was Anna, you gave an aye.
Yeah, I said aye. Thank you.
I'm just gonna say one more thing. I thought JMed was Julian Med, but it's obviously John. I thought it was Julian. No, it's not though. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm Julian. And Joe, who's our general
One day.
Here.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, so all those in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, that motion passes, just to be clear.
So
All right,
much.
thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, really appreciate it.
All right, and then we will circle back to 9C for HealthWorks Pharmacy. If we have representatives who can unmute their lines for HealthWorks Pharmacy.
You can go up to him. No, he's available.
Yes. Hi, hello.
Hey, can I ask who's speaking?
This is Vinod Kumar Gadley.
Okay, Mr. Gadley, you were sworn in earlier today, so you're still sworn in at this point. Is there anyone else joining your call?
Shahid,
So sorry, that was my speaker.
Shahid.
Is there another person on call?
I will have, nobody's raised their hand. If you can tell them to raise their hand.
If there is another individual joining for HealthWorks Pharmacy, if you could please identify yourself by raising your hand or letting us know through the chat function or pressing *9 or *6 on your phone.
Christy has done her job, and there is now an item with HealthWorks with Mohammed Shahid. So we've asked him to unmute himself if he can do the same.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, and just move a little bit closer to the microphone or speak up. You sound very far away.
Sure.
If you could please state your full name for the record.
My full name is Mohammed Shahid Sabir.
Okay, I'm going to swear you in. So if you join me by raising your right hand, do you swear that the testimony that you're about to provide will be both truthful and complete?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I'll turn it over to Ms. Long.
Thank you, Madam President. This is item 9C, HealthWorks Pharmacy, which begins on page 9401 of the board book. For Mr. Gadley and Mr. Sabir, I'm going to just ask you a series of questions. I'm presenting this item to the board members. So I just wanted to let you know what I'm doing. So this item begins on page 9401 of the board book. HealthWorks Pharmacy is a licensed Nevada retail pharmacy located in North Las Vegas. They have been in operation since April of 2025. They are appearing before the board today due to an ownership change. They are a non-publicly traded corporation in Nevada in which the president, director, secretary, treasurer position and 100% ownership was transferred from Ralph Martinez to Mohammed Sabir. The supervising pharmacist is, or the PIC and the designated representative is Mr. Gadley. And he appears to be the only pharmacist working at the pharmacy at this current time. And he has been working for HealthWorks Pharmacy since March of 2026 of this year. So I do have a few questions for the two of you regarding this ownership change. It looks like for the owner, why have you decided to own a pharmacy in Las Vegas? So this is for Mr. Sabir. It looks like through your personal history application, you don't have any history of owning pharmacies. So can you tell me why you're interested in owning this pharmacy?
Actually, the person, Ralph, he passed away before he died. His wish was I should take over the pharmacy. So I'm just fulfilling his wish.
Okay,
So
so
that is why I took over.
all right, thank you. And you knew the previous owner. Were you friends with him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you have purchased this pharmacy from the previous owner. Do you plan to make any changes in terms of the pharmacy services? Do you plan to continue to own the pharmacy, or are you going to sell it to another owner in the near future?
No, in the near future, my plan is to move and manage it better. Like I will make few changes to make it even better for the community.
Okay, so you're currently located in California, but your plan is to move to Las Vegas and fully
Yes.
manage the
Yes,
pharmacy from in Vegas. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And so you said that you're planning on making the pharmacy better. Can you explain what you intend to do?
We will expand and serve better, maybe like, like some kind of like cleaning issues for those homeless people, like they can take shower, they like manage it better, make them hygienically better, so it will be safer for everyone.
Okay, so you're opening or you're owning this pharmacy, but you're planning on allowing homeless
Making
people
changes.
to,
Yes,
and would that be in the pharmacy or outside the pharmacy or adjacent to the pharmacy? How do
adjacent,
you plan to do that?
adjacent to the pharmacy.
Okay, so it's not in the pharmacy, but so you're planning on expanding services, but not relating to pharmacy, perhaps. It's just another service you're providing it to the Nevadans. Is that correct?
Sure.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. Currently you're a retail pharmacy. It sounds like you're just doing, commercially available products. You're not doing controlled substances. Are you planning on dispensing controlled substances, doing any sterile or non-sterile compounding at the pharmacy?
Not at this time.
Okay. And will you be changing the layout of the pharmacy or the business
Maybe.
model to accommodate this new, side business to the pharmacy?
Yes, maybe. I'm like planning and I'm taking suggestions with other friends, and I will make a lot of changes over there to make it better.
Okay. I just want to inform you any kind of remodeling, anything like that, or changes in location does require a notification and an application to the Board of Pharmacy. I just wanted to make you aware that you can't just make changes to the bill to your pharmacy, or you cannot relocate without notifying the Board of Pharmacy. I
Yes,
just want you to be aware.
we
Okay.
will take all the permissions we will take before we make any changes.
Okay. And then since you're the owner of the pharmacy, will you have independent access to the pharmacy?
No, I don't have the access because Vinod Kumar has the key. So basically, he is controlling right now, but after I move to Nevada, then I will take certain controls.
Okay. I just want to let you know that you cannot have access to the pharmacy, even as the owner. I know that sounds really bizarre, but that's the law. A pharmacist would have to be able to give you access and monitor, your access. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can have independent
Of
access.
course, of course, if I enter, it will be under his supervision.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't have the key at all.
Okay. I just wanted to make that very clear. And these questions are for Mr. Gadley. Mr. Gadley, it looks like you're the pick and the designated representative for the pharmacy. Do you plan to hire other pharmacists? Are you working with other pharmacists, or are you the lone pharmacist in this pharmacy?
I'm the pharmacist in charge. I'm only the pharmacist at this place, and I do have a technician.
Okay. Thank you. And so it looks like you graduated from pharmacy school in 1975, based on your designated representative application, which begins on page 9416 of the board book. Your experience you listed shows that you had a short time period at Goodwill Pharmacy, followed by, now your current employment with HealthWorks Pharmacy starting in March of 2026. And then before that, you worked for Empower Consultants, and you didn't provide a description of your duties. Can you tell me what you did during that time frame when you were at Empire Pharmacy Consultants?
I worked as a PRN pharmacist for the different pharmacies,
Okay.
independent pharmacy, wherever I could go and work.
Okay, I see. And so you perform the functions of a pharmacist. You filled prescriptions, checked in orders, things like that.
Checking everything, whatever a pharmacist's duties are like.
Okay, thank you. And so I'm just curious, since you didn't list on your application, what did you do between 1975 and 2017, since you were a pharmacist, starting in 1975?
I worked in retail, hospitals, mail order pharmacies. I work at the clinical pharmacist too.
Okay. All right. So they're all like pharmacy types of positions. Were they in the United States or in India?
In India as well as here too.
Okay, great. Thank you. I just didn't see that listed.
Yeah, I did work for the Pfizer company in India too,
Okay.
as a supervisor in the manufacturing section, sterile tableting injectables,
Okay, great. And have you managed a pharmacy before?
Yes.
Okay.
And
wonderful.
1989, I was for Thrifty Dog as a pharmacy manager too, after being a pharmacist.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then I do have one last comment. It looks like they were last inspected April of 2026, with no issues found during that inspection. They relocated shortly after to a suite next door, and that was inspected as well. They had issues with hot water. Was that addressed, Mr. Gadley?
Yes,
Okay. And then the keys, you can't provide that to the landlord, so I just want to make sure
yes,
that was addressed during your inspection. Okay,
yes,
perfect.
I have it here.
Wonderful. All right, I will turn it over to the board for any further questions.
Yeah, and one for them and then one for you. For either party, is the pharmacy operating today?
Yes, 9 to 5.
And are you in the pharmacy right now?
I'm in the pharmacy right now.
Okay, sound good. And then for Yen, do you recommend, just because the previous owner passed away, do you recommend a sooner inspection? I looked up the inspection history too. Should we do an extra inspection with the new owner or wait till April? What do you think?
That's a great question. I think maybe we should just, go in there, make sure everything is, running well, since the last owner did pass away and, Mr. Saber is a new owner and new to the pharmacy space. So I think going in just to ensure that everything is running well will be appropriate.
Board members, any additional questions?
For the record, no questions. I would move that we approve ownership change for HealthWorks Pharmacy.
We want to add the inspection or additional?
Pending favorable inspection.
Crystal Freitas, I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Horath, second by Ms. Freitas. Any further questions or any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, as our final order of business today, the board will open up the floor for any public comment. If we have anyone in the room or online who wishes to make a public comment, please come forward now or raise your hand on Zoom or let us know on the chat box. Okay, I don't see anyone in the room coming forward. Do we have anyone online?
Yes, I'm Brian McMillan, President and CEO of Bravado Pharmaceuticals, located in Lutz, Florida, just outside of Tampa. And I think we were on the docket for today, and for some reason we didn't get to speak. Anyway, I wanted to thank you, Madam Chairwoman and board members, for taking time. If I can just address a letter that was given to us real quick.
I think before you do that, and you might need to, I can, Mark or Christy, your company requested the application to be tabled. So it wasn't a decision made by the board. It was a decision made by your company. So you are on the agenda, and if you want to speak, I think the president will allow you, obviously during public comment, but were you aware that your company requested it to be tabled and not be seen today?
Yes, we just wanted to kind of relate to you that we had previously, applied for an outsourcing license in Nevada. And our PIC, who was licensed in Nevada originally, has left. And now we have a change of PIC. And I guess I simply wanted to notify the board of that. that she is studying right now to take the board as soon as she can. So I don't know if that's anything that, you can take into consideration. I know that we've been in correspondence with you via email quite a bit.
The health, is there a request or you're just making that statement?
Just making that statement.
Okay, duly noted, and we'll continue. I'll put it on my radar and we'll get you processed as soon as you want to be processed.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, she's studying with target to get it completed in, I believe, August. So we will definitely be back in touch. But if nothing else, I wanted to say hello and meet you guys because we'll probably have correspondence in the future. So.
Well, thank you for your public comments today. We appreciate it, and hello. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much and have a wonderful afternoon and evening.
Thank you as well.
Okay.
Right. Do we have anyone else who wishes to make a public comment?
Not seeing anyone, Madam President.
Great. We'll close the period for public comment. The date and location of our next board meeting will be September 2nd and September 3rd, and it will take place in Reno. With that, our meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.